Are you ready for the ultimate bikepacking weekend adventure? Join us for an unforgettable self-supported bikepacking trip through Southwest Virginia. The Grayson Gravel Pie Bikepacking Adventure travels along the Virginia Creeper Trail, the beautiful gravel roads of Grayson County, Virginia, and the New River Trail. All lodging and camping arrangements are included, along with daily routes and guides riding along with you. This self-supported adventure offers resupply opportunities every 20 miles for your food and water needs. Find out more at graveltraveldirt.com.
You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hi everybody, I'm Brian.
I'm Joey.
Welcome to episode 104 of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
But this isn't our 2 year because of leap year?
It's not, because
Can we have a leap year this year?
it was the first week of the year. And this is the last week of the year. So for some reason, we're off like a week. I guess there was a leap year in there.
Wes probably screwed it up. Wes probably screwed the calendar up somehow.
Or unless you look at it and you say, well, 105 because episode 1 was our first episode. It could be 105 instead of 104. Whatever it is, I know that we didn't start this until the first week in January, so it's not until next week's episode that we have our 2-year anniversary.
Should we go back to your old house? Just knock on the door.
They probably let me in.
Hey, I want to go up to the Danica and Patrick room. Do you think they still have that tree up there?
Yeah, they do.
They do?
We actually offered to paint everything, and they were like, and we did actually paint the house, but they were asked, they asked us not to paint the tree. My wife painted a big old tree with, all sorts of, birds and stuff. It was a little girl's room at the time.
Birds and the bees?
Yeah, in case he kept that until she went into college. So, come on along, everybody. Spend the next hour or so with Joey and I talking about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bike packing, bike camping, just playing bikes.
Smoking food, drinking alcohol.
Having a beer, learn about Cuba. T-shirt sales. I want to thank Daniel from Hagerstown, Maryland, who ordered a Gumwall T-shirt on Christmas Day.
Oh, we sold one today.
No, that was me fulfilling a Postal Service lost package.
The one for
Matthew. Yeah. So the way I do that is when I have a lost package, I have to go back in and duplicate the order, and it makes the little cha-ching. So Spotify, for those of you that don't know, and Joe, you may know,
Shopify?
you know this. It's Shopify that does that. When you get the Shopify notification that you've sold something,
it's like eBay.
It goes cha-ching, and you get a little thing on your phone.
I don't have it on my phone.
So back when I first released the Gumwall shirt, it was kind of a lot of fun for 2 days. My phone was going cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching every few minutes. So anyway, thank you, Daniel, for ordering that on Christmas Day as well, spending a little bit of Grandma's Christmas money. I like it. I like it a lot.
Hello, Chris and Henry and Ron.
So the live stream is working. We got people over there. Chris. Oh, hey, Chris. And Henry, he was here last week. And Ron wasn't here last week, I don't think, but I think he was here the week before. So welcome back, everybody, to the live stream. Hopefully we'll get a few more people, because a big part of our show today, Joey, I put it out on all the social places.
At 5 o'clock.
Is to ask people to come give us questions, because we don't have anything really to talk about. Hey, it's the lull week.
104 episodes, we ran out of a lot of questions.
We ran out of things to talk about is what's happened. I don't think that'll ever happen. It's the week between Christmas and New Year's. Yeah. So it's kind of one of those weeks.
What'd you get for Christmas?
I got a really cool bike desk for my trainer, which it's like the Wahoo desk, but it's not the Wahoo one.
Ceres?
No, it's some knockoff rad bicycle products or something. But it's really nice.
It's a Redshift desk?
Yeah, Redshift desk. It actually is really nice, because I've gotten away from using the big screen for my Zwifting, and I just use my computer. And being able to have the computer up at the bars kind of above, it allows me the opportunity.
For the minimal times I use my Wahoo, that Wahoo desk is amazing.
It really is nice.
Whatever type. The one that's overpriced is have you seen the price of the Ceres one?
No.
That's ridiculous. That might be $100 more than the Wahoo.
I didn't even know what Ceres even made one.
They made one, it's just like the Wahoos.
Well, they all got to be the same. Well, this one, the knockoff one, DC Rainmaker actually reviewed it, and he liked it better than the Wahoo one, even though it's half the price, because it has cup holders. Ooh. You put cup holders in anything, and it's much better.
Check out, my truck has like 13 or 14 cup holders in it.
The cup holders
Typical
have
American
cup holders.
car.
So what are you drinking over there, Joey, tonight?
This is about half a glass of whiskey,
Nice.
and then the rest of it cranberry juice, and then 3 of those cherries with the juice.
Uh-huh.
The what Mendocino cherries, whatever.
God, that sounds really good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
You may have to.
This
pour a
was
little
like
bit of
my Christmas break drink.
I'm having another unicorn fart, and I put it in a glass this week because I wanted to try to see the. It says it's supposed to have glitter in it, and I can kind of see it, but my old man eyes, I really don't know that it's. I don't know if it's my eyes are playing tricks on me, or if there really is actually glitter in there. You
What-
just said she saw it.
Did Carrie say anything about the glitter on your face last week?
No, no, and there is something like aggregating down at the bottom, so maybe the glitter is
I hope that's glitter.
falling. You don't wash your dishes very well, but it looks good in that big, tall, whatever kind of glass that is. That looks really good.
The- I'll say COVID, but I give you a sip of it. This is delicious.
So there we go. I was trying to read the live stream.
No.
Ching ching bell for the live stream. Yeah, maybe if there was somebody that people gave us cash through the live. Is there a way to do that? Get cash.
I should get my
through-
Spur Cycle bell.
There you go. Every time somebody comes into,
I should mount a
some-
bell on the up here.
that would be actually really cool.
Yeah,
Ding.
I got some. I got some really cool ones at the
You
shop.
we could give listeners dings when they say something smart on the live stream.
What do we give them to say something stupid?
No, I don't know.
That's usually just me.
I actually want to do that this week. At some point during the live stream, I'm going to throw out like a random thing, and the first person that comments that in the live stream comments, I'm going to send them some stickers. And since it's me sending the stickers, I'm talking directly to everybody on the camera. And since it's me sending the stickers, you'll get it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just messing with you, Joey. Okay. Yeah, I know. I don't know what Joey did over there.
That was a
I
dog under
I
the
hope
table.
it was Max and not you, because if it was you,
That smells bad.
we need to stop
Jessica, come get your dog.
the podcast right away and take you to a doctor if you had done that. That's bad. So yesterday, Joey, I went up and rode a little section of the canal.
You didn't invite me, but I didn't see it till
Yes,
late.
I did.
I said you did. I didn't see it till late.
Oh, okay,
My
okay.
phone's almost dead again. I don't know.
Well,
What's
no,
going on
I
with it.
told you I was going up there, and then you replied to it, and then I said, "Okay, I'm getting ready to go out in a few." Oh, it was that part you didn't see? Well,
Yeah.
would you have come?
No.
Would you have come with me? I knew. You
No,
would.
I had plans to do nothing.
Yeah,
I scrubbed the house and I smoked ribs and I drank one of these.
nice. I went to Swain's Lock because I think that's a really easy. It's like just past Carter Rock. I know a lot of people go to Carter Rock just off the Beltway, but I think it's a little more crowded. So I went a little further north to Swain's Lock and rode north from Swain's Lock. I wanted to get my 20 miles of unpaved, but it really felt nice to be on the canal. I hadn't been on the canal in a long time, probably since the last time we were there together, because just, COVID.
So when was the last time we were there?
Probably the
Oh.
New Year's Day.
Rothrock.
Yeah.
Everyone came down that big gravel.
Yeah, so it felt nice. I did catch a section of the canal where they had done the resurfacing,
Mhm.
and I know we experienced that at the beginning of the year, but I didn't know they'd done it this far down, and it got that sort of gritty, kind of like concrete-y texture.
You want to coach your bike?
Yes, and so then I did actually I rode 3 times yesterday.
You're an idiot.
I went and did the canal early, and then I went over because I wanted to finish out my 12 rides at Christmas.
Yeah.
And I needed 2 to do.
You were waiting on me.
I knew
Sorry.
I knew it was going to happen. So I went over and did Cross Island, which is a super simple little trail. I mean, it was only like 12 or 13 miles by the time I was done. But because of all of that concretey grit that had gotten all over the diverge, it was squeaking. I felt like such a noob out there. The bike's going wee, 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 wee. Every time the chain was just making all kind of birdie ruckus. And it was a bit of a train wreck. And then I did get home in time to jump on the Zwift group ride that our club did, that Darcy did last night. So I did like
She's been Zwifting crazy.
I don't even know her anymore. She is a beast on the Zwift. She knows everything there is to know about Zwift. She's just an animal on it. Just an animal on it. So I did finish up my 12 rides, and I'm excited about that. I think it was I'm not in the running this year for prizes because I am sort of like the master of ceremonies for it. Well, I didn't want to be I'm verifying people's rides, and I'm
I hope
putting them in a
you.
spreadsheet.
I hope you win it. I hope you draw your name.
No, I'll scrub everything out of the spreadsheet before. So I'm going to do is take it. I have, because people have done this a lot inadvertently. They've hit the button to submit a ride, I guess, and then they come back to the same web page, and they'll submit it again. So they'll put in double rides. So I've had to go through probably about once a week. I'll go through twice a week. I'll go through and like pull out duplicates. And before I do the drawings, I'll go through and pull all of my rides out so that I won't even be in there. So it gives people a better chance without my name in the number mix. And I think I was tallying stuff. Been over 5,200 miles ridden as a part of those challenges. Almost 30 toy donations with Toys for Tots, and usually those were multiple, because I know you remember you saying that the bin at the shop was really full. So there's a lot of toys donated. I can tell you probably the most popular rides have been 3 Notch Trail, and the 15-mile Zwift ride was another really popular one that people had the options to do at Zwift, or if you didn't have Zwift, you could just go outdoors. I think that maybe an Average Joe or Indian Head Rail Trail have been all really popular. Yeah. I think people have had a lot of fun with it. I've had a tremendous amount of fun with it. And there's only a couple of days left. I'm sure some people will wrap some stuff up. I saw Tom has done a couple of rides, which is kind of cool.
Well, he was sitting at 2,999 miles. Yeah. He had to at least do one more for 3,000. Remember when it was a big deal for him last year to do 1,000? Mm-hmm. I was on his 1,000th mile ride with him.
So is he gonna get 3,000 this year? Did you say?
Oh yeah, he did. He had 2,999 before his last ride yesterday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he broke 3,000.
Congratulations, Tom.
That's huge,
job, buddy. That is awesome.
He pushed really hard to do 1,000 last year.
I was thinking that I was going to be able to hit 7 this year, and I'm going to be like 300 short.
7 miles.
But if I take all my kayak miles and add them in, which is Strava actually,
I think you should start Zwifting.
I believe it. You know how many miles I have kayak pedaling this year?
A lot.
Close to 400. 400 miles on a pedal kayak.
Crazy.
I should start a business or something doing that. What do you think? I think that'd be a smart
pedal
idea.
kayak racing?
No.
It's like pod racing for your kayaks.
Last thing for me before I get down to whatever you're going to talk about. I talked about this last week, but today, Tuesday the 29th, was the day that it was released. I was interviewed by Part-Time Athletes podcast.
Oh, I saw that. The yoga and Pilates bullcrap?
Yeah, yeah. And I listened to it. It's a lot shorter than our ramblings, Joey. It was only like 30 minutes. And I thought I represented well. I listened to it. You know, you listen back to yourself. You're in the moment. You're not really focused on what you're talking about. Then you go back and you listen to it. And I think I did a good job representing the adventure cycling, bike packing, bike camping, gravel experience and trying to get people excited. That's really my goal, is to get people sort of excited about going out and giving something new a try.
Maybe you get me excited. I gotta stop being with Wes.
You're getting dangerously close, Grumpy.
That's getting grumpy. The hair's getting long. The beard's getting long.
Every time Joey goes on Facebook anymore,
Every time I get on Facebook, I get pissed and I send Brian a text.
He sends me a message like, "Oh, did you see this? This makes me so mad."
I'll screenshot and be like, "God, GD, this and that." And
Grumpy.
he just told me to stay off of it.
Grumpy. All right, before we jump over to you, anything in the live stream? Wow, it's going crazy. That's awesome.
Was told not to blame the farts on the dog. No, I said I would claim my own. And Chris said it was me, a new fart plugin for YouTube Live.
Well, you could carry the smell through the pipes.
Ron wants to know if you've ridden the Greenway Trail in Columbia, PA. Goes for about 20 miles, rode it. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Where's Columbia, PA?
Greenway Trail, Columbia, PA.
We rode the one outside of Mifflinburg.
Yeah.
That is not a Greenway Trail.
I'll have to do a little digging on that. Maybe, Ron, you could send us a link for that.
Is that? Oh, that's just outside Susquehanna. It's on the Susquehanna. Remember that one girl, Susquehanna?
How'd you see this? Jess made a comment, and Chris said, "Jess, you need to be on the mic, not the keyboard." It's truth.
It is.
Super. We don't have another camera for her, though.
It's just east of York.
We need to get another camera so that we can have Jess come on the podcast. So, anyway, what's going on in your world, Joey? What's going on at the bike shop? Anything? Nothing? Got any weird repairs? Any new bikes?
No, we were closed. I've been off the last 4 or 5 days. I'll work 2 days. I'll have off another 2. I'll work 1 day. I'll have off another 2. It's going to be hard doing I haven't done a full week in a while.
Wait a minute. You're taking a bunch of days off and we're not doing anything?
No, I just have. So I was off.
Oh, it was just holiday stuff.
Holiday breaks.
Okay.
And if I was smart, I would have just taken off Saturday, but I don't need to take off Saturday and have another 5-day break.
Yeah, you won't know what to do with yourself.
6-day break. I can't read.
Yeah.
No, I there was a lot of time. I just kind of hit the reset here.
That's good. You
But I was
needed
also
that.
lazy.
A bike shop in the age of COVID, a reset button for you is probably a very healthy, mentally and physically thing for you to do. So,
I did some cooking. I made the best ribs I've ever made last night.
yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you cook them?
I did 2.5, 3 hours as is on the smoker. And I wrapped them for an hour, and that was it.
Yeah.
And in the wrapper, I put brown sugar, apple juice, some butter.
Nice.
It was good. I kept about every half hour. I'd spurt them with some apple juice.
Mhm.
Real nice, Clark.
Perfect.
I don't know. They were good. They were Giant. Man, Giant had them $1.99 a pound.
You know what?
I should have bought like 8 packs and froze them.
Yeah, sometimes it's all. Well, you see, you freeze stuff like that, and sometimes it doesn't come back out of the freezer as good.
Well, it is vacuum sealed.
Oh, well then,
I'm
yeah.
hardcore into vacuum sealing lately.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Nothing else going
Smoked
Real
a prime
quiet.
rib. What is that called? Standard rib roast.
on?
Yeah, rib
Is that what it's
roast.
called rib roast.
Yeah.
I've been watching. We're going to talk about this in the second podcast. Your dad's been posting pictures of food like
Oh, man.
around holidays. I'm like, dude.
Oh, we had kielbasa and pierogi, homemade kielbasa and pierogi. So I did homemade kielbasa like 3 weeks ago. At my dad's house. Me and my sister made it with his supervision.
I am going to demand an invite to one of
I
these.
think we did
Sikorsky
20 pounds of
feasts.
kielbasa.
Yeah, I am going to.
Well, COVID. Otherwise, we have big Polish. We always have big Polish Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve. I barely had the whiskey. I made my own Polish drop noodles for Christmas Eve. Those things are amazing.
Make them in the air fryer.
No,
Oh, just messing with you. You make everything in the air fryer.
I don't cook a lot in the air fryer.
We got an air fryer. I sent
did?
you the picture. Yeah, I sent you
And
the picture
I
of that.
kind of blew up your phone on the stuff to cook in it.
Yeah, I know. And you and
Corn
Jerry
dogs
both
are good too.
You and Jerry both were like
Corn
bombarding
dogs
me.
in the air fryer are amazing.
Okay. I know that Jerry, and he got me with this one, the lumpia from.
Yep, I've done that.
Get some of the lumpia frozen.
I made homemade spring rolls too the other day. The clear ones.
I'm
You guys,
excited. I'm excited.
Jerry called it something inappropriate.
I'm excited.
No. Oh yeah, Matt.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, Joey's tech tip helped me do my first tubeless setup for a fat bike. I know he said it was it was like a Christmas present. He got a straight tech tip from me.
Yeah.
Well, I saw it on his Instagram, so I had to chime in,
Good.
and yeah, looked like it worked.
What'd you tell him to do?
I just told him my process of layering and doing a couple things. So
I remember watching that video that Wes made where the fat
seal,
bike tire
that
was
was
sealed.
that was a typical West thing.
Seal. Throwing the tire around in the shop.
He had so much trouble. I don't think it's sealed still. Brad came back.
Well, of course it didn't.
I'm not tooting my own
Still
horn.
didn't.
I figured out the layers of crap you have to do.
I hope we're sounding good this week. I did not put my headphones on because I broke my headphones last
Our
week.
internet's fast this week. I unplugged my router and plugged it back in. My
I don't know,
internet's
whatever
been
you
different.
did, it's spot on.
Yep.
You did a great job.
No, I think
So that's it in your
that's
world.
about- yeah,
that's all.
same
That's
old.
all for
I
Joey.
know. We're going January in a bike shop. I'm starting to see inventory. I did have a phone call with Salsas the other day. I don't know if was that after the first podcast.
You were talking about somebody called you in the
Oh,
bathroom.
'cause I
and
thought
said
it was Mike the Kid. Yeah, we're still Salsas
He's
looking
never-
April, May.
He's never going to call.
He's
us.
been rock crawling.
He's never going to call us. I don't know. Maybe I
I'm
should
just gonna
post some
bug him.
pictures of that.
I'm just gonna keep bugging him.
I'll post some pictures of that and I'll tag him and maybe
Yeah.
open up I'll slide into his DMs. Once I slide into his DMs, then I can open up a little dialogue about.
He's probably
you
like,
know,
that's how I treat it too. This is my personal Instagram. It's like when everyone Facebooks me and I'm like, if you don't message the shop, I don't know.
Oh, we do have a common interest in the little rock crawler trucks.
Oh, yeah.
So I
About the
did-
whole bikes and fishing thing.
I'm going to keep adding hobbies that are the same as his until
He's
eventually.
gonna be the little kid. He's the big kid.
I am a little kid. Ain't no
Yeah.
doubt about that. I was fearful when I got that little rock crawler. People were going to make fun of me for playing with toy trucks. But you know what? So what? I'm enjoying it. And I'm having fun with it, and that's it. That's all there is to it.
Matt
And,
used orange seal for what it's worth. He said,
of course, that's why it worked.
Some glitter helps with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Stan's builds their granules in a little better though.
So maybe it seems like it's a little bit earlier, but let's jump over and you want to take a look at Strava Club? What's going on over
Strava
there?
Club.
Oh, Joey.
Scott Boyce, all lowercase, from Salisbury, Maryland, with 218.4 miles.
Good job, Scott.
The Sir Bradley Hall, from the Lesbian, Maryland, with 217.3.
Good job, Brad.
And Ron Welsh Wow, how did you do that?
Oh, that he was last week too in the Strava Club. That is so weird. And I almost went.
That's the Illuminati working.
I pulled the number and then I saw who it was, and I was like, oh, dude, he was like last week's Strava Club too. And I was like, what? No, it's meant to be. So I was like, you know what? I'm not. Even though it's a repeat, Ron, you've gotten double dips and kudos twice. Last week in 103 and this week in 104.
So Ron had 227 miles.
Good job, Ron.
From Jacksonville. There's a Jacksonville, Maryland?
Oh no, it's Jacksonville, North Carolina. Sorry,
No, I've heard of that. That's down
it's Jacksonville, North Carolina.
That's down. Isn't that by Lejeune?
Yes.
Yep. Maybe we'll see Ron at the Holly shelter. Is it Holly or Holy?
You mean the Holy Shelter?
Yeah.
No, it's Holly.
This year. I am,
get it right.
I am definitely hitting that one up.
It's okay.
Um,
Well, yeah, because we got a place to stay.
I just like it too. And my best good friends down there. And he's a dad, so I get to see his little offspring for the first time.
There you go.
We need it went up. We need 123.8 miles to break into top 100, which I expected over holiday break.
That's a big jump, though.
Yep. And we are down. Ho, 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 to 681.
Do you know why we're down? You know what happened? Last week you said, we only needed 18 more and Wes was going to come back.
Oh.
You know, so people are like,
Yeah.
there's like a whole little side conversation going on with all the people in our Strava club. Going like, who's taking the axe this week to keep Wes from coming back?
Michigan.
No, actually, it's me. I'm nixing people out of there one at a time.
I unfollowed our page. I don't want Wes to come back. Strava.com/clubs/gravel travel dirt.
Yeah, so I was looking at the live stream. Ron is actually in the live stream. I didn't even
That's what I'm saying.
And he said, yes, he will be at Holly's shelter. So I hope those things begin to happen. We're going to talk tonight. I went and found as many events
I know, this looks
as
boring.
I could find. Well, it's just a list. We're going to walk through it. But before we even get to that, I got a couple other things I want to talk about.
Meat and potatoes. When you get your $2,000 Trump checks, call me. I'll sell you some bike wheels.
Is that going to be 2,000 or is it going to be
Doesn't it
600?
go to the Senate tonight or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
But most people are saying most people don't need the 2,000. Most people don't need the checks, and then there are people that 100% need all the checks.
I think you're in a position where you're either going, $600, even $2,000. Oh, that's nice, thank you. And then there's other people like,
Oh my God, I can
need
pay my
yours and like my neighbors.
I know. That's
You
why
know?
I feel horrible.
It's like,
I don't want to get politics, but you want to set a revolve. I'll hook you up with some bike gear with that Trump money.
well, you need to people. If you honestly, if you don't quote unquote need that money, you need to take that money and spend.
You need
that
to spend it.
money.
You need to fluctuate our
Yep.
economy.
You need to stimulate.
You
the
need to go to
economy.
your local bike shop,
And
your
buy
local
something.
coffee shop,
Mhm.
your local hardware store.
Mhm.
Not Subway. Order yourself out a pizza from your local brewery. I don't know.
Anything.
That's what needs to happen with the money.
How about just a $2,000 tip?
To me.
No, a 2020.
And then all
There's been the whole 2020 tip movement. Have you seen that? Where people
Oh,
are
yeah.
actually going in and leaving $2,020 tips for wait staff.
do you want to hear?
It's a 2020 tip.
I was going up some. I won't tell anyone where I was going. I was making a trip somewhere a couple weeks ago, and the funniest thing happened. I ordered a coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. Did I tell you this?
Mm-mm.
And well, Jess is probably gonna yell at me now. She's listening. Someone in front of me bought my coffee. It was. I just got a hot coffee, cream and sugar. $2. So I think the thing was going. They're like, yeah, the person in front of you paid. Well, I said, fine. I'll buy the person behind me. It was $17.
No, you don't even know how to do it. You say, here's $5 towards the bill of the person
know how to do
behind
it.
me.
You know?
That's what you do. I do that sometimes at McDonald's. I just do that randomly anyway.
I don't know.
No,
I like to be
that's,
kind.
That's the. I've had people do that for me. Like you go through a drive-through, and somebody's like, "Oh, they put $5, so it's only $3 and some odd cents." So
It is what it is.
you decided to buy the whole order for the people.
They probably felt good.
I'm sure they felt
But it
very
was funny
good.
because it was like $2, 17. Maybe they kept it going.
Yeah, and they should have. They should have. They should have at least bought a little bit of something.
Well, I'll tell you
behind
what, the Revol Terra CLXs and Evos, which are $2,400, I'll make it an even Trump check $2,000. I got to pay the state tax,
it. And if for some
and
reason
I have them in stock.
Yeah, and if for some reason you like really don't need that money and you want to buy those wheels, you could buy them from Joey and give them to me.
Or if you want a good deal, the Revol C38s,
any
a
of
pretty
them.
nice wheel.
Yeah.
Is not Terra. Dustin Klein rides those Revol Terras.
Okay.
He just did a really good review on wheel size.
When are we going to get him on the podcast? We haven't talked about
I've
that.
never even asked,
He's the kind of guy I think that
and
would.
I still love him.
I think he would. I think
yeah.
he would. He would
He'd
get.
be a blast.
He would smoke a little something, and then he would come on the podcast, and he would be a whole lot of fun.
I love the episodes where he's like, oh, I'm a little too high. Or something.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
I just smoked a little bit, and I'm like,
He's a very, very
it's just funny.
guy.
He's very engaging, and he keeps his audience. I love him. I still watch everything that comes out. So
So people don't know what we're talking about. Dustin Klein. It's Klein. Is that it? Klein.
Okay, friends, move on.
Yeah, okay. What are we talking about? What? Jess, you cannot direct the show from upstairs while you're watching live stream, Jessica. It doesn't work that way.
You could watch live. Anyway, yeah, let's move on. Sorry.
Okay.
Dustin Klein, no. Check him out.
Yeah. White's Ferry closing down has been in the news.
I must have seen it on 10 different people's social media
Oh my
platforms
God.
yesterday.
It's like everybody is
Let's
blowing
just
up with
beat
this.
that horse even harder until it
And-
turns into glue.
Until something else happens, and then we've all forgotten
dog
about
food.
it. Yeah. I don't know where to come down on this, where to land on this. I feel like both sides of this are being childish.
Yeah.
But I will say that the farm, Rockland Farm, on the other side, on the Virginia side, has taken a lot of heat for something that they didn't necessarily do, because they never signed the injunction to close down White's Ferry. White's Ferry is closing down of their own accord. And according to Rockland Farm, they are continuing to try to negotiate to continue operations at White's Ferry. White's Ferry just basically got very childish and said, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. And I think they're really just trying to get public pressure to sway. I don't know. I don't know which side to come down on it so that everybody knows what's going on. White's Ferry.
It used to make for a nice bike ride.
Yeah. And it was going to be a part of the Grand Depart for Trans-Virginia.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
I've only done that loop once. And it was like 2015.
In all fairness, White's Ferry has said over and over again in the last 2 days that they are not firing any employees. How many times do you close a business but yet not fire any of your employees?
I do it all the time.
It makes no sense.
About once a week.
It's like you literally just are telling everybody you're just playing a game, toying with their emotions, but you have no intent of actually closing down.
That's why we need $2,000 checks.
I hate that. I hate that kind of nonsense. So for everybody that doesn't know, White's Ferry is a ferry crossing over the Potomac River from Maryland, roughly Poolesville, over to Loudoun County in Virginia, and it is the only crossing all the way from 495 up to the Route 15 crossing, which is at Point of Rocks.
Yep.
Probably 700 cars, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot, quite frankly. During the course of a day, 700.
That's a lot of cars,
1,000
though.
cars. It's a lot of
When
cars.
you're only in, 10 on at a time or something?
Yeah, so they go back and forth a lot. Rockland Farm, the landing on the Virginia side, is private property, and White's Ferry has had an agreement with them going back all the way into the late 1800s to use that. But there's been lots of shenanigans, let's just call it that, on both sides, in my opinion. On both sides. Rockland Farm, I was talking to Chris Howell earlier today. Chris was informing me, and I wasn't really aware of this, that Rockland Farm plays host to the Baker's Dozen mountain bike race on their property. So I don't think they are not friends of cyclists. I don't know what I don't really want to take a side, but I really just think both of them need to stop being so childish and work a deal out. Well, obviously White's Ferry is monetarily benefiting from the landing on the private property where they shuttle these cars for money, and Rockland Farm on the other side has to realize that this is something that's been going on for over 200 years, and they need to figure out a way to keep this thing in operation. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But you're right, it does present a bit of an issue for cyclists using the canal and towpath to jump over to Leesburg. So it's a real nice connected
It's a
dots.
good loop.
I don't know. The live stream got very quiet when I started talking about that, so I'm going to shut up about it.
It was probably the whole Trump money thing that I was joking about. I think we lost watchers.
Sometimes they get just quiet because they're actually watching something else on TV.
That's what I'm doing right now.
So I mentioned that I was talking to Chris Howell over at Dirty Kitten
Yes.
earlier today, and I want to share a little bit of what's going on with Dirty Kitten with their winter training series. Now, I wasn't really
Keep me
aware.
up to date because I have not been on social media lately.
Okay. So, and Chris, this was smart of Chris. And in all fairness, I'm going to be open with everybody, be transparent. Chris tossed me a little coupon code where I could jump into the Dirty Kitten winter training
Oh,
series.
good for you.
at no cost. Well, he extended the same offer to you, and I kind of told him, I said,
I figured he would.
Joey Train. I sent you that on. I sent you that
I
message.
told you. We were sitting. I was sitting upstairs the other day, looking at myself in the mirror, butt naked,
Yeah.
and I told Jessica, I said, I need to do any physical activity this winter. Like I don't care what it is. Any physical activity.
Chop some wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
I
did.
do
Well, listen,
woodworking, chopping wood. That's
So Chris said, hey, sign up for it. Go over here and take a look at all the things we're doing. And I'll be honest with you, I'd seen this kind of on the periphery. So good move, Chris.
on the what?
On the periphery, I'd kind of like
Is that a word?
been aware on the outside edges, the periphery. Yes.
I
That's
know
the-
periphery.
That's a word, periphery. So I'd been aware that they were doing this, but I hadn't done the deep dive into what it was all about. So he sent me the link. I signed up. He's doing this whole like crazy, Chris, a programmer. He's doing all this crazy stuff where he's like connecting
Spreadsheets.
Strava APIs. No, it's not even a spreadsheet thing. It's like a web-based Strava API where it pulls in everything and establishes a leaderboard on Bike Reg. So he got it going on. So long and short of it, winter training, 3 months from January 4th through I think roughly the end of March.
Yeah.
There are 3 different monthly challenges. The first monthly challenge is for hours. So he has the leaderboard. During the course of the month, you ride your bike. It's all, you can do it virtual, you can do it real. It's just got to be on Strava because they're using Strava to track all the data. So then they're going to be a leaderboard, and there's prizes and random prizes and all sorts of stuff that's going to go on. Then the second month, sort of a repeat. There's also weekly prizes, as I understand it. Then in the second month, instead of hours, it actually transitions to miles. So it's a number of miles you ride on a bike, virtual or real. And then the last month is elevation. So whoever climbs the most in that last month. But you can ride as little, I guess, or as much as you want because it's a challenge. You're just competing against other people. So the more you do, the higher you place, the better your prizes, I guess. And then they're also doing some Zwift meetups. I think Alex is going to run some Zwift meetups for the group. There's also a Facebook group and their Strava club. And so they're kind of just basically building a winter training community, which creates accountability, which is kind of a neat thing.
Maybe I'll use my bike.
I think it's pretty cool.
It's on my Wahoo.
And it's only like, I think $30. Chris actually said the offer was for Jess, not Joey.
It happens.
So it's only like $30 to join the thing through Bike Reg. So even if you don't have a, like Chris was very generous and offered us the opportunity to jump in there.
Not us. I mean,
Yeah.
Jess.
And I think $30 is just not a whole lot. That's just
Not if you're getting 2,000.
No, they're not doing. Yeah, that's right. You got, even if it's the 600, the $30 of that.
I don't even need the coupon. I'm just gonna
it's
stimulate.
I can't pedal kayak. Wait, my kayak pedaling miles don't count, Chris. That's kind of.
You should put that up on some. I got really cool bunks to talk about in the other podcast. You just sit there and it's like a trainer. Put a little sensor on there.
But my watch is what records the GPS track. So,
No,
but it would
it's just like
run.
it's just like Zwifting.
Yeah, it would. And then
You could put a speed sensor on the prop.
I could put like a power meter on the.
You
on
could. You just get a stages for a square taper.
a cadence sensor, at the very least, a cadence sensor. So anyway, I definitely say people look at that. I'm going to put some links in the show notes. Dirty Kitten Winter Training Series is the name. That's what you're looking for on Bike Reg. Only $30, but really, it looks like they've got a bunch of people in there already. You can register in all sorts of different classes, different categories: men, women, open, masters, elite. You pick your poison and decide where you want to be and who you want to compete against, and off you go. And you know how I get about challenges.
I know you get a little too hardcore.
Get a little bit kind of like too involved in challenges, and I'm not competitive at all. So,
Well, I really just want to go back up and have a beer with Chris and Alex
that is fun.
again.
We should do that.
Well, I'm
Can we
thinking
do that
COVID.
now? Can we do that? No, what they need to do is they need to get in their adventure van
Oh yeah, they can send
and come down
we can have
here.
a big bonfire at your house.
We could do that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got plenty of wood to burn. I have
Am
got-
I a cat? No, Jessica. You are.
So
Can't think of a joke.
there we're at. That's what we're at with Dirty Kitten. Thank you again,
That could be
Chris. I hope I got that all right. I hope I got all of that at least close to accurate, because I was chatting with Chris, and Chris and I spent a lot of time today chatting back and forth about what's going on at White's Ferry. And I think we both kind of landed in the same place. It's like, God, they're just both acting like children, and somebody needs to just be
Utes.
the adult Utes, the street Utes. So
Oh man. Oh, can I move on?
yeah,
I don't want to
please.
forget. I should
No,
write it
please
down.
move on.
Did you know Envy? It was friend Steve from Parvella. That was, Envy has this air system that's $750. This air monitor, it's a freaking glorified pump, and you still have to buy your own compressor for it.
What does it even do? What do
Envy
you
wheel?
even, I'm totally
Envy.
confused about what you're talking about.
I didn't even know this existed until today.
Is it like a tire pressure monitoring
Yes.
system for your bike?
Let's see. Shop accessories.
While Joey's looking that up, I'm gonna once again. There actually does look like there's glitter in this. There's no way you're gonna see that on
Equipment.
the live stream, but it does look like there's something.
Air
in there.
pressure station.
Okay, what does it do?
I haven't read too much into details, but
And it's $750. It's a pump.
it looks
Is
like you
it-
hook it up to the wall,
is
and
it
then you run.
Shop air or just
It's an air pressure station. Envy Air Pressure Station is an automatic digital inflator that helps to seat and accurately inflate any tire within 0.5% of a PSI or bar. The air pressure station connects your existing air compressor or bottled air and mounts cleanly to any wall or surface for an instant upgrade to your garage, service shop, van, or trailer. Maybe if you have a van. The unit, anyway, not included but required, air compressor or bottled air regulator, if using bottled air, compressor, air supply hose fittings, wall mount hardware. So, you think you buy a little Parakin compressor, that's still $150.
yeah.
You can get your hose for another $50 because you don't want to buy a cheap little dinky hose. And your fittings might be another $30 or $40. It's like $1,000 air station. It's Envy.
What's the date on that? Is that like an April Fool's joke? 'Cause
No,
it
this is
certainly
real.
sounds like it to me.
It's so envied. It's an
Oh.
Envy thing.
Who do you think the marketing guy was that came up with that bunch of nonsense? Because that's pure marketing. That is not, the product guys were like, what? You want to do what? You want to do what? And some
I
marketing.
thought
guy.
I was over to kill because I have a digital air gauge, like
Yeah.
like the $30 level.
Yeah, I have digital air gauge. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I used to do it when I
see the little
cyclocross
dials.
race stuff.
Yeah.
Cyclocross, we get down 30, 40 low PSI. Tubulars, you wanted to get really close, but
I don't know.
I just thought I'd put that out there.
that is probably the dumbest thing that I've ever seen in my life.
I was getting ready to say, Michael. Yeah, I say they marketed to some dentist riding a Cervelo.
It's true. So I went through.
Oh, Matt said being greater than 0.5% out of compliance with the PSI is now what's holding me back from being faster. Sorry, I'll let you go now.
That's okay. That's all right. I did go through because I don't want to. This is not this is that week between holidays, and we're going to get a guest back next week. I'm hoping to get the Mammoth guys and gals, if there's guys and gals with that, I don't know, to talk about their upcoming event.
Growls.
So I wanted to get sort of a landscape or a picture, an idea of what events were already on the books for next year. So I did some deep dives through Facebook and Bike Reg. And so I've got a list here, and I don't know much about some of these, but I think it goes to show you, I wanted to go through the comprehensive nature of the list. These are a lot of events that are putting themselves out there for 2021. Obviously, what we just mentioned, Mammoth Gravel, that's in Pennsylvania. And what are you doing? You're going to hurt yourself. Mammoth Gravel Grind, that is in Pennsylvania on May 1st. That's a Saturday. Also in Pennsylvania, Endless Mountains Gravel, that is June 12th. In Virginia, hey, Dirty Kitten Spring Gravel Event, April 17th. I think, Chris, I don't know that they've got an idea of what that's going to look like yet. And I think that's what a lot of these folks are doing is they're putting a date on the calendar and waiting to see what happens with COVID, just as some riders are putting dates on calendars and then waiting to see what happens with COVID. I think that's probably a smart way to do it, and just kind of put like a stick in the sand for a date. So that's April 17th, Dirty Kitten, Rapidan, Virginia. I threw this one in from Ohio because I'm seeing a lot of stuff. This is the same date as Mammoth Gravel Grind, May 1st, Black Fork Gravel Grinder. Joey, we've talked about this one in North Carolina on June 12th. This is Holly Shelter Gravel Grinder, not the Holy Shelter Gravel Grinder, the Holly Shelter Gravel Grinder. Pennsylvania again, Saturday, May 22nd, the 4th annual Sweetwater Whiskey Rebellion Gravel Race. So late May. And then we've had this one on the calendar for a couple of years in North Carolina, the Uhari Forest Gravel Grinder. It's going to be the 4th anniversary. Yeah.
Where's that at?
Uhari Forest.
Where's that at?
North Carolina.
Where's that at?
East Coast.
Okay,
I keep get bigger.
North Carolina's huge. I mean,
I don't know.
The west side's opposite of the east side.
I know, but I don't know. You asked me a hard question.
That's why I voted North Carolina instead of Pennsylvania.
Somebody in the live stream knows. South Carolina, this is Friday, September. So now we're starting to look into some. This is a fall event, which I think, their dates, I think they're going to hold probably a little truer, September 24th through the 26th. So it's a series of events. It's the Hellhole Gravel Grind presented by Lauf. There we go. And March 6th, the Swamp Fox Gravel Fondo, which is South Carolina. That's the coast, Swamp Fox.
I assumed that was coastal. I used contact clues on that one.
Swamp Fox is a part of that trail system that goes from one side of the state to the other in South Carolina. Virginia.
Oh, yeah, they have that like rail trail thing, don't they?
It's not a rail trail. It's just to sort of connect the dots.
No.
And the Palmetto Trail. March 6th, the Stokesville Gravel Grinder in Stokesville, Virginia. That seems like it'll be a good one. I've spent some time in Stokesville. Really love some Stokesville. Maybe Chris and Alex would go to that and come home with another kitten. Chris, if you're there, you can come home with another cat. I knew they were keeping that cat. From the first time Alex posted a picture of that cat all mangled and dirty. I was like, oh, they got a new kitten. Look at that.
Dirty kitten?
Yeah, that's right. She's like, no, they're gonna find a new home. Now it's like there's like a picture an hour of that little white cat all over her Facebook. So
Lulaka Waika
Hundo version 9. So this will be the 9th year, I guess, for that. That is in Pennsylvania, April 25th. Here's one I hadn't heard about before in Pennsylvania. May 15th, Parker Dam Gravel Grinder, Penfield, Pennsylvania. That's one I don't know much about, but it looks like some of the organizers are behind some other events. And I didn't know this. The Rothrock Grit Gravel Grinder for 2021 is on the books for June 5th. Haven't heard from Tanya in a little while. Again, I'm pretty sure, because I haven't seen her talking that up. Again, I just feel like it's a stake in the sand, which I get, man. That's the right way to do it.
Another bullet in the bone.
West Virginia, July 9th through the 11th, gravel race up Spruce Knob.
Yes.
Good to see that on the radar out there in West Virginia.
I just want to get lost. It's the only reason I picked that one. And it's a cool event. All these are cool events. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah. No. I mean, there's some that are a little more near and dear to the heart. Pennsylvania, July 17th, the Mid-State Gravel Grinder. Here's one in Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania on July 24th, which is my birthday, the Helltown 100. That sounds like it could be fun.
Well, that's your anniversary, 100th birthday 100 ride.
Mm-hmm, yeah. August 22nd, Crosscut Dirty Metric Century, Tunkhannock, Pennsylvania. I just love that. Tunkhannock.
You don't head up Tunkhannock there?
I bet you we were saying that wrong.
Hunter.
No, I bet you I'm saying that wrong.
It only took us like a year of figuring out Lulaka Waika Hundo. So
yeah. Let's see.
The Quick and the Dead in Addison, Pennsylvania.
September 25th. So,
on this list, any jump out at you, Brian?
That I would be interested in doing?
I'm looking at the Dirty Kitten Spring event.
Yep.
I'm looking at Holly or Holy Shelter, and then possibly Grusk.
So, I'm thinking Mammoth Gravel, because I've been back and forth with those guys a lot. We're going to get them on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But just watching what they're doing, what I've looked on their Facebook, it actually looks like they're Pennsylvania. somewhere, Pennsylvania. I don't know. No,
Where?
I don't know. Dirty Kitten. I would love to be able, because I've never been able to do any of the Dirty Kitten things in July because I've always been on tour in that window. So I'm excited that there's something in a late April window where I may actually be able to jump on an actual Dirty Kitten thing. Max is snoring up a storm. Good grief, Max.
We got blown. Sorry, finish.
Holly Shelter. I've always heard a lot about Sweetwater Whiskey Rebellion. I don't know much about that. Lulakaweka Hundo. I'd love to actually get there for that.
I'm going to Fish. That's too much climbing for me.
Rothrock, Grusk. Yeah, all of them basically. Quick and the Dead. I know Larry has done Quick and the Dead. So, and he's always had good things to say about that. Anyway, it's. I just wanted to get I think it presents a picture for our listeners of exactly how many people are taking the time to at least put dates on calendars. And I've spent a lot of time talking to Larry. We've gone back and forth. He's like, how are you going to approach it this year? This is the way I'm going to approach it. And it's going to be kind of like one of those things. I don't think riders are really going to be able to say yes or no until it gets really close to that
getting
window.
hopes up because it's shattering them.
No, I don't. I think everybody's past that. Everybody's past getting hope shattered. I think everybody's understanding now there's maximum flexibility. And I know that, it really got me thinking in this direction was to actually go out and look and see who had dates was when Matt Hawkins started talking about how he really doesn't think, because it's so early in the year, that Croatan Buck 50 is
was
going to
literally
happen.
like the tip of the spear of, probably not the best analogy. It was that weekend.
Yeah. I mean, we were set to go. Ted was here, like, staying in your house, and we were
getting wasted.
Yeah, and boy, what little hindsight would have been 2020 on that one, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be nice when Ted was down here to just get snammered instead of actually worrying about waking up the next morning?
Yeah, you could have spent the night.
Yes,
back when we could have more than 10 people, even though it's 3 of us.
We could have had a whole lot of fun that night.
We could have closed down Ruddy Duck that night.
Feel like I just kind of wasted an evening of revelry. Right towards the end, boy, would you like to know?
And it
what
would have been
now?
Perfect, hangover food is frying pan.
Yeah. Man, we missed a blown opportunity. But like I was saying though, to give everybody a picture of what's out there.
Theodore's here.
And I would love to say that Croatan and Matt's approach is, I'm not going to say it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but the way it's looking right now, it ain't going to happen. But, I think everybody in the comments on that post, because I haven't seen much else, they just basically said, do the thing that's right.
Do you, boo-boo?
If you decide 2 weeks before you're going to have some sort of scaled down CVF, Croatan Buck 50.
You can have everyone there 2 weeks out. He's like, all right, let's do this.
If he says, yeah, all right, let's do it. Then, and I'm pretty sure he'll have maybe not a full house, and maybe he just doesn't put his all of the heavy lift into it, but maybe it's just, having the course and having, because you're not going to have anything before or after. It's just going to be sort of like a run and gun. But to be a part of something like that and to support him and to support the race directors, we've talked about this a lot before. Everybody support your gravel race directors. They put a lot of heart and soul into their events.
Take that stimulus money and just give it to them.
Yeah,
Buy some
hate
socks.
to say it, but because we need, when all of this COVID nonsense and BS is done, we're going to need those folks because they know how to organize events and they know how to create community. I'll cut all the sound out.
Man, I'm really I need something to fidget. I truly need a fidget spinner.
Yeah,
I always have to
just drink. That'll work. Just start drinking.
I'm gonna play with my knife for the last.
Anyway, I feel like I've kind of beat that horse there, but
just got back from the canal. Totally got muddy.
Yeah. Anything going on in the live stream, Joey?
Ted got mooned by a random old dude today. on the canal.
Nice. Wait a minute. That was me up there yesterday, Dad.
Probably Brian. I'm surprised he's on here. That he's got a new puppy.
That's right. But you almost blew that last week.
It happens.
I just want everybody to know. We were joking about that, but Ted was actually listening to the live stream last week.
He shouldn't
and his kids were
expose
in
his
the
kids
room,
to us.
and you started blathering about
In the
how he was
room?
getting a puppy in the room, but he was luckily had headphones on. You go very close to blowing the Christmas puppy surprise.
Wes isn't here. Someone's got to take it. You kind of had, kind of blew up a little bit. Different. I think you said all these. Gravel battle for Fort Sumter, South Carolina, 3/13/21.
Okay.
I don't know if you said that one.
No, I did not.
Sweetwater and Swamp Fox we talked about. And then, Chris said we have a plan for the spring event. It's competitive, but outside the box sets up well for a staggered start. And then Alex yelled at him. And then Alex said snowy. And then Chris says, I currently have our Stokesville kitten walking on my keyboard. And then Hilltown Brewery.
Yeah, Helltown Brewery is a part of that Helltown 100.
What's the weirdest thing y'all have seen? Well, I found a phallic object on the road last year. I took a picture with Brian.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen? Oh, yeah, that picture. I've still got that picture, too.
I do. It popped up recently. We did a big. I don't know. I might have done like a metric that day or something.
Joey found a toy. I'll never forget that. I was ahead of you and I missed it. And all I hear
How
from
did you
behind
miss
me,
that?
I don't know.
I yelled.
All I hear from behind me is dildo.
So
That was funny.
I used to ride Roosevelt a lot on my way to work, and I think I still have part of the file. It was funny. It's not graphical, but when you ride Roosevelt and you go straight on the trail instead of turning left, I don't know which bullcrap ways. Go straight, and you have that little up and down, a little switchback thing.
Right at the start where the old parking lot used to be. Yeah.
Because I was there by myself. There was a couple cars in the thing, no bike racks on them. I saw a couple doing the vertical mambo together. Totally saw me too, because it was awkward. I was coming up one of those little switchback things.
Well, knocker for them.
They didn't think anything of me riding it. It was a first ride of my GoPro.
Oh.
It was right before Richmond Worlds,
okay.
That week. I got a GoPro just for that.
Okay.
Because I lost a couple GoPros in my life.
You're hard on them.
And there was this tree. You go between a couple trees there, right there. I assume they were just a couple trying to probably having relations outside of their other relations, and they were just going to town.
Wow.
In the trail, because it's a short little walk from the parking lot.
Yeah.
It's a perfect spot.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Where you go in off that old front parking lot.
Yep.
And you could either go straight.
You go straight,
go down,
and you make a nice right, and you go down,
go.
and you go this little whoopty, and then you come back up, and then it does a little comeback.
And then it connects with the other part of the trail that goes in the other way. It's like a real short split.
And right in the middle of that, they were going 20 toes.
Woo.
So that is the weirdest thing besides the schlong on the side of the road. I feel like I found some really weird stuff, but it's too much to remember.
Probably the weirdest thing I found on a tour was a bong made out of a Minnie Mouse baby bottle.
Well, typically.
Of course that's what you're going to do.
Mickey's all like,
you don't want to use Mickey. You obviously use Minnie.
Yeah.
Let's do this or that. Do you want to do this or that?
Yep.
I put a lot of effort into this or that.
I didn't look at them. I'm not even going to look at them.
Just like everybody,
we have 14 people watching. Let's hear the responses.
I want to hear bunches of responses. Joe, your job is keeping your eyeballs on.
Stop touching my knife.
On the live stream, so that we can get the answers. First item on this week's This or That: old beat up canal towpath or the newly resurfaced towpath.
I didn't like the newly resurfaced when it's wet. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I feel like it is you to deserve the new surface, you have to ride the old surface.
You have to have at some point actually suffered through the old stuff.
You have to suffer through the old stuff because there's places that are bad.
Oh yeah. Like that little section south of Harper's Ferry. That was always horrible.
That was a horrible one. We got past.
But I think that's been resurfaced now.
I've done the northern section that used to be really bad.
Yeah.
Past around Pawpaw and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if it is not nice out, that new section just destroys everything. It's nasty.
It
flings up where the old section doesn't fling like it.
Well, it was bumpy and you had ruts and you had,
but it didn't fling crap all over you.
I had a lot of the new surface on this last ride, and I just kind of almost felt like I was too fast on the canal. It was just
there's something about the canal that
you need that.
You need
rugged,
the old grittiness.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not as sold on the resurfacing as some of them. Now, I will say this: there were some places where it would get almost impassable certain times of the season. And I think that was prime for resurfacing, but I do not think they need to be redoing the whole thing. I think it's going to take a lot of the character away from it and a lot of the adventure of it.
Exactly.
It takes it away.
Ted says old beat up adds variety
Mm-hmm.
and great test for your tire pressure, frame, bar, setup, etc. Chris says I like the old surfers, but appreciate the work on the new one, and I think it's more inviting for newer riders, which is true.
True.
Can't speak specifically for y'all's path, but they've paved our rail trail and ruined some prime gravel and old beat up for me, says Michael Clark.
Yeah. So, Michael, so you know what we're talking about. The C&O Canal towpath that goes from D.C. Up to Cumberland historically has been very natural surface, but not
All natural.
single track.
Correct.
It gets a lot of ruts. It gets a lot of roots.
Yeah.
It gets a lot of
It's not
rocks.
gravel.
Yeah.
It's not dirt.
It's
its
dirt
own
double
thing.
track. Dirt double track.
Yep.
That's probably a good way to put it. And what they've put in there now is sort of like this raised bed of
Fine, gridded, and hard packed.
yeah. I don't know. Doesn't do it for me either. So I think everybody's
It
sort of in the
wrecks
same
your
place.
bike.
Yeah, I my diverge is going to need some serious attention. Joey, would you prefer cold toes or cold fingers?
Cold toes.
Cold toes over cold.
I mean,
fingers?
really, what are my toes going to do?
Yeah.
Am I riding a bike?
Yeah.
I got to shift.
I'm in the same
Not
place.
all of us have DI2.
Yeah, once the
Once the hands go numb, it's hard to go back.
they never really get numb for me. They just begin my fingers just begin to hurt when they get
Oh,
cold.
yeah.
My toes go numb. So I think I would prefer the toes to be cold. But I'll be honest with you, neither one of them are really a problem for me anymore now with all my good money gear that I have. You know, my good cold shower, my Showers Pass gloves and, you know, big neoprene booties and, you know, pinkies, all the stuff. So
I'm going to wear like big old fishmonger gloves, those big rubber ones.
where are people at in live stream?
Michael. Oh, yeah, we talked about Michael. Matt. Yeah, Matt loves the history of Terrace Path. Let's see.
Yeah, Old Path is a big part of that. You're right, Mike.
Cold
Matt.
toes. So Ted said cold toes, cold fingers eventually stop working. Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah, cold toes.
Cold toes.
Ron Welsh says cold toes for me. Matt says cold toes.
Yep. Definitely, I think it's easier to deal with the feet than the fingers. Okay, switching big gears here, Joey. Do you prefer American style tacos with flour wrap or authentic tacos, meaning corn
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
and cilantro and onions? So American style versus what would be termed the authentic style
I'm
taco.
180% authentic.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, all the way.
yeah.
Never even if I had the choice, I'm never going to pick the American.
So it's kind of a tough one for me because every time I want to get the authentic and then the cilantro and the onions sort of rips me up.
Oh man, I love cilantro and the little onions.
I love it too, but then I don't love it like 30 minutes later. So
Take a Tums or take a Pepto. I don't know.
I don't know. Take
Whatever.
a something. I'd
Take
need to
some.
take a something.
I love making authentic at home.
Now, what I
I am
really
New
like,
Mexican.
can I mix it up a little bit? Could I do a flour tortilla with the authentic taco as opposed to, is that allowable?
You could do a flour tortilla with
Mm-hmm.
like a street taco or authentic style internals. Yeah,
Okay. So you can
That's the
kind of
thing, yeah.
mix it up a little bit.
Correct.
Because that's what I think I would probably want to do. And then what I also might want to do is not have as many of them. Sometimes I get a little overboard because street tacos are like, oh, they're so small, I can eat 8 of them.
No.
and it's like, maybe that's my problem with the cilantro and the onions. Maybe it has nothing to do
if
with
we do
anything else.
if we have our rendezvous we were talking about,
Yeah?
there's a taco place that I have to go to.
Okay.
Also, besides that place,
I don't know what rendezvous you're talking about, but I will rendezvous with you anyway.
we were talking about the store today.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Although there was, so speaking of like, I think I was telling someone like, so we had Dirty Ken, we had the people on last week, Unpaved, Unbound, I don't want to say the right name.
Unbound, a few weeks ago.
We found this local little taco shack outside of town.
Mhm.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Didn't look too nice.
Then the real good ones never do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
those
There's
were
one in
so good. Maybe
there-
we were just tired. It was a couple days before.
There's one in Savannah that I go through right off 95, and I'm gonna bet you people know it. It's I think I can't remember if it's north or south of Savannah, right on 95. It's an old beat up fast food joint, and there's writing all over the wall. It looks like it's graffiti. It looks like a place you wouldn't want to go. Oh my god, this is so good.
Oh, tacos. Man, I love hunting me. District Taco.
Yep.
I love District Taco. Just tacos. Never mind.
Michael
All right.
said authentic, and Matt said authentic too. So I think the consensus is authentic tacos are the way to go.
Now, every so often, though, if you're a little drunk, you're hankering some tacos, Taco Bell.
You might even see a ghost in the
You
tree.
might go to the tree. You might
Inside joke.
You and a couple
everybody.
friends might get like 3 family meals. That review is still up there. Side with Brian on this one. Tums. That would be great.
Yeah.
Commercial getting beat up taco.
Okay. Last item on this week's This or That, Joey. Would you rather have a relaxing trip or an adventurous trip?
Yes, Michael. Extra points. And a relaxing trip or
A relaxing trip, meaning you go to the beach and you just basically sit like a lump, or an adventurous trip where you are in it. You're in the thick of it. You're out experiencing and doing.
I haven't done like a relaxing trip in a long time, and I really want to.
Sounds appealing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think everybody needs
I've been
a
telling Jess, like, I just want to go to a beach for a couple days, plop my butt on the
chill.
beach, take a cooler,
Yep.
don't move,
Yep.
just roll over to pee, roll back over. That sounds like just for a couple days.
So relaxing for you?
I want to go on an adventure.
I look at it this way. 2020 has been an adventure. It's been an entire year of adventure. Risk.
I think everyone working in the bike shop in 2020 wants the relaxing for a couple days.
That's what I'm saying is if you've lived
Whereas
through 2020,
most of us are going to take the adventure, and it's always an adventure trip for me. I'll take the relaxing.
I kind of think we all deserve a relaxing trip. How about we do it, split it up? Because you sit there, we were talking about our little rendezvous we were talking about today in the shop.
Yep.
One of the things that appealed most to me about that was get away and just, you were like, oh, it's a long ways to drive. And I'm like,
Yeah, but I
don't
forgot you're a
care.
driving maniac.
I don't care. It's like, that's like super awesome. We'll just go and drive and stop at places and, see the sights.
Maybe like split the trip.
Half relaxing, half adventure.
Yeah. So say we go do the Croatan bikepacking route.
Mm-hmm.
Spend a couple days in Swansboro, just chilling,
Sitting on the
doing
beach.
nothing.
Yeah.
And then go do the bike ride and spend another 2 on the other side.
Little redfish action.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just chill.
Get your guide boy to take
Not a
us.
whole day, man. That wore me out. That
Yeah,
was
I don't know
a
how
full
you did
day
that.
guide trip.
Yeah.
Will beat you up.
Yeah, that's why my guide trips are only going to be 4 hours.
I think it was
20
20-mile-an-hour winds and a boat going
Kill
40
me.
miles an hour. Physically.
Anything in the
So,
live stream?
Old Theodore says to adventure.
Yeah.
Relaxing adventure. Alex
See,
says
Alex, cheater. You can't
Chris
say
says
relaxing.
adventurous. Relaxing is from the 9 to 5. I technically work 9 to 5 there, Chris. But Alex says she's with Joey. Michael Reese said adventure. Adventure is always good.
Yeah.
Relaxing with the umbrella drinks. A little above extra. I think the people that I'm going to call bike shop people in the outdoor industry are going to pick the relaxing, and I think the desk goers are going to pick the adventure.
Adventure side.
And they're all going to take advantage of that right now and yell at me.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think everybody's got. It's been such a strange year because I would, under normal circumstances, I would say adventure 100%. But coming off of 2020, it's like, man.
Like Alex said, yes, we are exhausted.
Yeah, it's Alex and Chris, both bike shop people, and it's
I had a lot of 60, 70-hour weeks this year.
tough.
If I was in Japan, that'd be normal, but I'm not. Those people work their butts off.
That's true. Okay. No. Now I get the reference. Okay.
No, we live our 40-hour weeks.
Well, that's it for this or that,
Yeah.
and that's it. We're gonna shut this thing down, Joey.
Let's shut her down.
You got anything else? You said it earlier because I said it's the week.
Chris is a
between-
software engineer. Yes, he is an engineer.
Oh yeah. Don't let him fool you. Yeah, but he also turns a wrench at a bike shop every once in a while, right? So that you qualify.
Chris is a dreamboat. I bought a new knife sharpener the other day. I will say that.
Okay.
I was about to ask people what they.
Well, you've been playing with the knife all night.
Well, I was going to ask people
over there.
spreadsheets. Whoops. I don't know. I've been thinking about getting a new knife. I've had this one for a while, and then I just put it right through the new knife sharpener. This thing will cut paper.
Nice.
Surprised I haven't cut myself yet.
Oh, awesome.
I don't know. It's kind of nice. I sharpen all my knives, my pocket knives. I'm going to sharpen a knife for my bike.
All right, you ready to shut it down?
Go bushwhacking.
Let's shut it down. We're going to shut it down.
Yeah, I'll keep
Let's
talking.
shut it down. Shut down. You have anything else to talk about? Nope, you don't. Thanks, everybody, for listening to this episode of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. And thanks, live streamers, for playing along. Good group tonight. Thank you for all of the input and the questions and the responses. It keeps us on our toes.
Oh, we didn't talk about The Mandalorian.
No, we didn't. Nah, we'll talk about
I finally
that.
binged The Mandalorian.
Now, did you watch both seasons all at the same time, or did you already watch the first one?
No, I watched last season last year. Earlier this year.
Yeah, okay.
But, man, I actually thought most of...
You don't give any spoilers.
No. I thought the first season was better at a point. In the last few episodes...
Of the second season?
Yeah. It was good.
I enjoyed both seasons. I know there's a lot of purists out there.
I don't know if you like Star Wars like I do.
I don't think I like Star Wars like you do, but I enjoy Star Wars.
Yeah. It was good.
I actually saw the New Hope, wherever it sits in.
You probably saw that in theaters.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did many times too. My brother actually worked in a movie theater when that movie was out, and it was one of those, hey, come watch the movies.
Did he give you the Chris Howell hookup?
I would literally watch movies. I'd go in there at like 2:00 in the afternoon and go home with him at 9, 10 o'clock at night.
I saw Rogue One 3 times in theaters.
Did
I
you
was
really?
bored.
Okay.
It's wintertime.
There were a couple of movies. There was a James Bond movie that I saw like that when he was working up there. He ran the projector. So
I just want to see how far off track I can get you at work.
That's okay.
All right, let's
it's not
shut her
that
down.
hard to do. Thanks everybody, like I said, for listening to this episode of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. It's a listener-supported podcast by some pretty amazing and incredible people on Patreon and or PayPal. We thank you. It allows us to keep doing what it is that we enjoy doing and not having to pay for it.
If you want to get in touch with us,
how would they do that?
I'm not.
You want me to do it?
410
Are you just going to wing it? You're winging it.
3850. I remember that number.
You're not even looking at the show notes.
No, I'm
look
just-
me in the eyes and do the whole contact thing.
So if you want to get in touch with us, our website is www.graveltraveldirt.com. Our Instagram is at MidAtlanticGTD.
Yep.
And our phone number is 410-231-3850.
It's taken months, but you have officially...
I think I've memorized it.
you've taken over for Wes. That's brilliant.
Remember I asked you your phone number the other day at the shop and I spat off that one?
Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt is recorded this week from right here in Joey's kitchen with a very smelly Max at our feet under the table. That's the way it should be. Yep. He is dropping bombs down there. Max,
Just one, thankfully.
Oof. Thanks, everybody, for riding along this week, and we will talk to you again next week. And until then, do good, be nice, go slow, respect others.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Was it last
So
week
funny.
we were looking at my new car,
Yeah.
and the way I said "love you,"
Oh, yeah,
bye,
you did.
it was not.
You said, love you.
I totally and I didn't even think about it. It was a little weird.
Little awkward.
Oh, that was a little awkward.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.